And another suspect is arrested for stealing the Bruyall trailer. Why she is no stranger to law enforcement, coming up.
And weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Welcome into Fox 10 Midday on your sunny Tuesday. It's May 13th. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Ashlyn Mitchell.
And I'm Jennifer Lambers.
And first things first, Jen, it's beautiful outside, but we should enjoy it before the weather gets warmer, right?
That is exactly right. Enjoy it now because those changes are on the way. We're going to notice the rain chances go down, but the temperatures go up. And so it's going to be turning hot by the time we get closer towards the weekend, because not only are we going to be cranking up the temperatures here, the humidity, that is also going to be going up over the next few days, leading to some of those feels like temperatures really beginning to stray away. But starting off first, the short range. What we're seeing out there right now, some active showers closer towards northern Mississippi and Alabama, and us here locally, calm and quiet. Not talking about the rain chances for today. Instead, what we're going to be talking about is more of that sunshine. Temperatures a little closer to average for where we should be this time of year. Calm, quiet, beautiful actually outside from our Navigator Credit Union camera at the Battleship. Just some blue skies, some puffy white cumulus clouds, temperatures resting in the upper 70s. But if you notice, feels like temperatures already beginning to stray away, and our dew points are always in the lower 60s. We're going to be adding on about 10 degrees to that dew point number once we get closer towards the weekend. That humidity really going to be making a comeback out there, but right now those temperatures just resting in the mid to upper 70s. Few 80s out there so far, mainly just starting to see that closer towards Milton at this time. We'll only introduce more of those later on today as our daytime highs, those are going to be maxing out lower to mid 80s out there. Really experiencing those upper 70s later on tonight for any of those evening plans. But as mentioned, those rain chances, those are dropping off. We are turning quiet really until midweek next week, but the trade-off is going to be those temperatures. That is going to be the talk of the town over the next few days. But I'll be talking more about your forecast and what I'm tracking in the long range. That's all coming up in just a little bit. Ashlyn.
Jen, thank you. Well, the trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs continues today in New York. Day one of the federal criminal trial saw prosecutors lay out their arguments in this high-profile case. Lee Waldman is outside the courthouse with the very latest.
This morning, the defense will cross-examine Daniel Phillips, a man who says he was paid to have sex with Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura on multiple occasions over multiple years. Before she's even taken the stand, singer Cassie Ventura was front and center in the prosecution's case against her former boyfriend, Sean Diddy Combs. Ventura and another woman, only identified as Jane, are at the center of the prosecution's argument. In opening statements, prosecutors described Combs allegedly forcing Ventura to perform in so-called drug-fueled freak-offs, saying half the week Cassie was in a dark hotel room, high and awake for days, performing sex acts she did not want to do on male escorts, with Combs recording those interactions for blackmail. Prosecutors allege Combs called himself the king and expected to be treated like one. Combs has pleaded not guilty to 5 counts, including racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Shown in court Monday, a 2016 surveillance video showing Combs attacking Ventura inside a hotel. Prosecutors pointing to that video claiming if Cassie didn't do what the defendant wanted, the consequences were severe. Combs' defense countering, calling the video overwhelming evidence of domestic violence. He's charged with running a criminal enterprise. Domestic violence is not sex trafficking. Further contradicting claims of coercion by claiming Ventura stayed with Combs for 11 years and left on her own terms. Ventura's attorney says she'll be ready to testify.
She's brave and she's courageous.
Ventura is expected to take the stand today. Yesterday, we saw her husband leaving the court. Now, in addition to testimony from Ventura and Jane, the prosecution mentioned a third woman, Mia, who worked as a personal assistant for Combs and, quote, is just beginning to grapple with the times the defendant forced himself onto her sexually. In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
In the meantime, Kim Kardashian arriving at a Paris court this morning, ready to take the stand nearly 10 years after a harrowing incident in the city where she was robbed at gunpoint. This will be the first time Kardashian has faced the men accused in this case. She says the assailants broke into her hotel, bound her with zip ties, and stole more than $6 million of jewelry. The suspects, dubbed the Grandpa Robbers due to their ages, are said to have tracked Kardashian's location through her Instagram posts. The incident largely reshaping the way she now handles social media. Meanwhile, French actor Gerard Depardieu is found guilty of sexual assault. A court in Paris found Depardieu guilty of sexually assaulting 2 women on a film set back in 2021. He was sentenced to a suspended 18 months in prison, but he denied the accusations and did not attend the hearing. He also faces complaints of misconduct from 20 other women, but has only gone to court for 1 case. The actor was a prominent figure in the French film industry after gaining fame back in the 1970s. Well, still more devastation in Ukraine after Russia launched more than 100 drones in an attack, but efforts to end the war continue, with the two sides potentially holding peace talks in Turkey on Thursday. Top Trump administration officials will reportedly be there, and now President Trump says he may join them if there's a chance of progress. Russian President Vladimir Putin proposed direct talks with Ukraine after Moscow rejected an unconditional 30-day ceasefire proposal from U.S. and European leaders. Though it's still unclear whether he will attend in person and how serious he is about a potential end to the war.
Putin has not shown that he is willing to have a ceasefire in good faith. At the same time, he was having that military show of force.
Now, Ukraine and its European allies have told Russia that it will have to accept the unconditional 30-day ceasefire or face new sanctions. In the meantime, President Trump is starting his Middle East trip with a visit to Saudi Arabia. He's meeting with the country's grown prince and major business leaders, hoping to secure major U.S. investments. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has those details.
Air Force One escorted into Riyadh by Saudi Arabian fighter jets, kicking off President Trump's multi-day tour through the Middle East. On the ground, the president was given an elaborate welcome by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The two leaders signed agreements on energy, defense, and mining. They're expected to discuss a wide range of issues, but this is mainly a business trip. President Trump is focused on securing major investments in the U.S. economy. The Crown Prince has already pledged $600 billion over 4 years, but Trump is asking for $1 trillion.
As you know, we have the biggest business leaders in the world here, and they're going to walk away with a lot of checks.
Major business and financial leaders from both nations were also in Riyadh, eager to ink deals. Elon Musk and the heads of firms like IBM, BlackRock, and NVIDIA were in attendance while President Trump addressed the crowd.
The U.S.-Saudi relationship has been a bedrock of security and prosperity. Today we reaffirm this important bond, and we take the next steps to make our relationship closer, stronger, and more powerful than ever before.
After Saudi Arabia, President Trump plans to travel to Qatar and the United Arab Emirates, signing deals with each of them. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
In local headlines now, we're learning more about a deadly shooting in North Mobile County. It happened early Sunday morning off Tom Hopkins Road, just east of Citronelle. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office says witnesses told them 19-year-old Jaylon Rivers got into an argument with another teen during a graduation party. They say Rivers fired several shots at the teen, who then fired back. Deputies say River died at the scene. We're told the teenager was taken to the hospital in critical condition, and we spoke to Rivers' grandmother. Joan Rivers says she was asleep in her home when she heard the gunfire.
I heard a like pop, 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 like real quick, and I thought it was somebody knocking on the house to get, to get us up. I looked down, and all I could hear them saying was, "Say something, move, say something."
Wow. Well, the Mobile County Sheriff's Office is still investigating the shooting. They're asking anyone with information to give them a call at 251-574-8633. Well, now to a story we first brought to you as breaking news on Fox 10 Midday. Mobile police say a man was walking down the street and started opening fire while cars were driving by. The suspect has been identified as 43-year-old Roderick Alexander. A neighbor who didn't want to go on camera says she and her husband were sitting on the porch when someone started shooting, of course, sending them running back inside. Investigators say a car was hit by gunfire, but thankfully no one was hurt. Officers arrested Alexander near Dauphin and Monterey Street, and jail records show he's charged with discharging a gun into an occupied vehicle and reckless endangerment. Well, that very incident follows a violent weekend here in the Port City that included 2 shootings, 3 stabbings, and 2 robberies. Just last week, Mobile City leaders said violent crime is down. Public Safety Director Rob Lasky says forcible rapes are down 59%, robberies are down 14%, shootings are also down 11%, and shots fired into homes or cars are down 42%. Director Lasky says so far this year there have been 12 homicides compared to 17 at this very time last year, but he admits their job is far from over.
These stats show tremendous progress. But again, we're not going to stop until every resident in every neighborhood feels safe, whether it's to go outside or go to a park.
We're told that Mobile Police Chief William Jackson is expected to release the full crime report today. And once we get those updated numbers, we'll let you know both on air and online at fox10tv.com. Well, the Mobile County Sheriff's Office making a second arrest in connection to a coffee trailer theft. The Sheriff's Office picking up Natasha Still on a theft of property charge. Mobile police say Still and Thomas Dotson stole the Brew Y'all coffee trailer in West Mobile. Dotson is in jail on the same charges. A spokesperson with the Mobile County District Attorney's Office says when the theft was committed, Still was actually out on bond on an aggravated child abuse charge. After the theft arrest, Still's bond was revoked and now she's back in jail. Well, straight ahead on Fox 10 Midday, railroad work for the new Amtrak train is causing some major shutdowns. We'll tell you about that. Plus, the Moving Forward conference is happening right now in Daphne. Our Stephen Moody has all the details. But first, Jen, it is a perfect day to get outside.
That is exactly right, Ashlyn. It is looking stunning out there. Taking a live view outside from our Dauphin Island camera at the Sea Lab. Those winds still a little breezy, even more on the calm side. Some nice water conditions, plenty of sunshine, and it's only going to continue heading into the rest of today. Daytime highs maxing out in the mid-70s, but it's going to be warmer for the days ahead of us. I'll be breaking down more of your forecast details coming up when we come back.
All right, Stephen, thank you. Also this morning, the city of Mobile continues to lay the groundwork for Amtrak to resume passenger service along the Gulf Coast. And the work may impact your daily commute. The National Maritime Museum of the Gulf closing its Monroe Street entrance because of ongoing rail construction for the new Mardi Gras service line. The museum, though, says visitors can still enter through the south side of the cruise terminal parking garage. That's via Old Water Street. The entrance is expected to be closed for about 3 weeks. While travelers could be setting records during Memorial Day weekend coming up, the American Automobile Association, known as AAA, says 45.1 million people are expected to travel at least 50 miles from home between May 22nd and May 26th. The forecast would break a 20-year-old record for Memorial Day weekend travel. It would be up 1.4 million from the previous year. Now 39.4 million projected travelers are expected to take a car, while 3.5 million plan to fly. AAA advises drivers to hit the road in the morning, especially in metro areas, to avoid the worst traffic during the holiday weekend. Correspondent Alexis McAdams has more in New York.
Pope Leo XIV is not wasting any time. The newly elected leader of the world's 1.4 billion Catholics starting his first week with a meeting of Vatican journalists, urging them to use their words and images to advance the cause of peace.
The way we communicate is of fundamental importance. We must say no to the war of words and images. We must reject the paradigm of war.
And on Monday night, he called Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to offer his support, signaling this pope could be casting himself as a peacemaker.
Pope Leo spoke warm and very important words about Ukraine, about our people, about a just and lasting peace for our country and the return of our people.
He's also reaching out to other faiths, telling the world's Jewish communities he wants to strengthen interfaith dialogue after a souring of relations over the war in Gaza. At the same time, hoping to heal the ideological division in the church between conservatives and reformers.
We cannot avoid all the conflicts, but we have to avoid the not necessary conflicts, superfluous conflicts.
The Pope also suggested the election of an American pontiff could draw more people back to the church.
The people will turn to faith.
With the grace of God, he will be able to unite people from all over the world.
So Pope Leo was born in Chicago. He is a lifelong White Sox fan, started the Chicago Cubs, but he told reporters he doesn't have any plans to be back in the Windy City anytime soon. Reporting in New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
And still ahead this morning, United Airlines is going for the super premium traveler. Those details in your business headlines, but first.
Oh, we are enjoying a beautiful day out here in Perdido Key. I am taking a boat tour with Uncle Wally's Adventures. So after the break, we'll have more details on that.
Ending ads on Prime Video. Fox's CJ Papa has your business headlines.
So help you God.
United Healthcare Group says its CEO, Andrew Whitty, is stepping down for personal reasons. At the same time, the company is citing higher than expected medical costs as a reason for suspending its 2025 forecast. Honda and Nissan are expected to get hit hard by the Trump tariffs on foreign-made cars. Honda expects its net profit to drop 70% to 250 billion yen, equivalent to $1.6 billion for the year ending March 2026. Nissan guided for a $200 billion yen operating loss for the April to June quarter. From the road to luxuriating moments in the sky, customers sitting in United's Polaris Studio Suites can expect soft pajamas, caviar service, and noise-canceling headphones next year. The new seating is an upgrade from United's current top-tier seating option. It's part of a refreshed cabin design. United eventually plans for all of its new Boeing 787 Dreamliner deliveries. And Amazon is expanding ads on Prime Video. The tech giant announced new formats, including contextual pause ads and shoppable inventory. Pause ads will match what's happening on screen. For example, viewers of The Summer I Turned Pretty might see travel ads. Shoppable ads will feature real-time Amazon deals, pricing, reviews, and Prime shipping info. CJ Papa, Fox News.
And listen to this, buying tickets on one website is becoming more clear. Ticketmaster says it will comply with a new rule against added costs on tickets known as junk fees by showing exactly how much customers will pay before checking out. Now, the website will now show the face value of tickets along with added service fees. Local taxes and delivery fees will still only be seen at checkout. Ticketmaster says it's also making changes to its online queue, including frequent updates on ticket availability and expected wait times. Now to the very latest in a Fox 10 News investigation. The Alabama Department of Human Resources announcing EBT users can now lock and unlock their cards. Nationwide, nearly $350 million was swiped from EBT cards last year, all of it taxpayer money. In response, DHR launched a new app. It's said to be a more secure way for users to view their accounts, allowing them to check their balance in real time, request replacement cards, change their PIN, and now lock their cards. Although users can now lock and unlock their cards, Liberty Hudson, a mother of 7 whose SNAP benefits were stolen, says they shouldn't have to do that.
That's the only advice they gave me was, oh, just spend your card at one time, everything at one time, or change your PIN after every use, or just change your card after every use. We shouldn't have to do that. We should be protected from that.
Now, we've reached out to state and federal officials for more answers for families who've been affected by these EBT thefts. We're still waiting to hear back. In the meantime, though, you can watch our 2-part investigative series, Faces of the Forgotten, that's found on our website, fox10tv.com. In the meantime, Alabama families may be getting more help with their grocery bills. Alabama Sunbucks is a summer nutrition program providing families with $120 per child in grocery benefits. Now, if you are already getting SNAP or temporary assistance for needy families, you're automatically signed up for this program. If you are not in those programs, you might still qualify. And we have the information on how you can find out right now on our website, again, fox10tv.com. Well, the time is 11:34 on your Tuesday, and we have a traffic alert to tell you about. Wasson Avenue in Pritchard will be closed to traffic starting next Monday. It's for a bridge replacement at Gumtree Branch. We're told it's expected to last about 6 months. Detour signs will be placed in that area, and the main detour route is on your screen.
More bunch of forecast coming up in just a little bit. Ashlyn.
Whether you're hoping to spot dolphins or catch the Blue Angels soaring overhead, a boat tour is waiting to show you the sights. Vanessa is in Perdido Key now with more on Uncle Wally's adventures.
Oh, it's a gorgeous day out here in Perdido Key. We are taking a boat tour with Uncle Wally's Adventures. I am here with Captain Wally Kellett. Okay, before we start this tour, you usually have a slogan. What is that?
Hey, y'all. How's your mom and them?
Uncle Wally, tell us about where we're at right now.
Okay, so we're at, actually, they call this Fort McRae, or Sand Island. It's still Perdido Key, but this is where the Blue Angels practice right across from us, NAS Pensacola. And I do this every Tuesdays and Thursdays when they practice. I mean, it is a great viewpoint.
Oh, that is amazing. Obviously, they're going to start in just a moment. So those are one of your options. What other tour options do you provide?
So we do sandbar tours. I do a lot of local restaurant tours in the area. Dolphin tours. I really try to cater all of my tours to the customers at the time. I mean, there's so much to do, so much opportunity, so I kind of give them some options.
Yeah, that is good to know. So for any family that's interested, especially during this time of the year, I know you mentioned it's the busiest time of the year for you, can they customize something with you?
Sure they can. They can go to my website. It's UncleWally'sAdventures.com. My personal phone number's there. They can call ahead of time, and we can always put something together.
Aside from your website, they can also reach you on Facebook, social media, right?
Yep, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
All right, so we are going to get to enjoy the rest of this tour, but for anyone that wants more information, we're going to have it on our website, fox10tv.com. Make sure you click on the Very Vanessa tab, and we're going to get ready to go see some dolphins, right?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead, take off, Uncle Wally, and we'll toss it back to you in the studio, guys.
So much fun there. Thank you, Vanessa. And Vanessa's really taking advantage of the great weather this week. Tomorrow, she'll be paying the animals a visit at the Gulf Coast Zoo, so stay tuned for that story. Well, straight ahead on Fox 10 Midday, scientists project the universe is dying quicker than previously thought. But don't panic, we're still billions of years away from it actually happening.
Frog jumping contest.
That's right. They were made famous by Mark Twain's first short story, The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. And Jen, I have to say, I actually grew up in Mark Twain's hometown. So I grew up taking part in these frog jumping contests, which is crazy to say. So when I saw this come up, I was so excited.
See, I thought it was going to be people doing it, not an actual frog.
Actually, yeah. So as you can see that guy on the screen there, you'd actually have to capture a frog from the river. The event organizers would find these huge bullfrogs, and you'd have to use your hand and basically whack the ground behind their butt to get them to jump really far. So great times.
Well, Calaveras County, that's still where most of the most famous event takes place, part of a fair that is taking place in that county in California.
Yeah, but that's not the only location where frog jumping contests happen. Like I told you, happens in Hannibal, Missouri.
There you go, Hannibal, Missouri. Now they're still out there in many other parts of the country too.
And by the way, the world record for a frog jump, that belongs to Rosie the Riveter. Get it? 21 feet and 5 3/4 inches, which was set back in 1986. I did not set that record. I think my longest jump was probably like 15 feet. So not that far.
I mean, hey, I would love to see it. I'd love to see it in action.
Definitely a cultural event for sure. You have to be there to see it.
Something to
you
check
should come
out.
visit.
I'll have to come visit.
All right, well, in the meantime, new research by Dutch scientists shows the final end of the universe is coming much sooner than expected, but fortunately, it is still predicted to take a very long time.
A very long time. There is no need to panic. We still have, listen to this, 10 to the power of 78 years before it happens. That is a 1 with 78 zeros.
Yeah, we're good. Here's how researchers arrived at that number. A trio of scientists at Radboud University set out to calculate when the most durable celestial bodies, white dwarf stars, would eventually die out.
They based their calculations on Hawking radiation, named after celebrated British physicist Stephen Hawking.
Interesting. Hawking postulated in the mid-1970s that black holes leak radiation, slowly dissolving like aspirin in a glass of water, giving them a finite lifetime.
The Radboud scientists extended this to other objects in the universe, calculating that the evaporation time depends on density.
And this enabled them to calculate the theoretical dissolution of the longest lasting body, the white dwarf.
And scientists think that our sun will be too hot for life in about 1 billion years, boiling our oceans.
Yeah, in about 8 billion years, our star, they say, will eventually expand towards the Earth, finally gobbling up our by then barren and lifeless planet and condemning it to a fiery death.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that one. But the study about the end of the universe was published in the Journal of Cosmology and Astroparticle Physics.
A lot of big words there. What do you think about all of this? I mean, I guess we won't really be around when this allegedly could happen.
This has no impact on us. I'd like to keep it that way. Kind of just the doomsday scenarios that we all talk about, but nowhere near us.
Have a great day, everybody.
I know, exactly. I'm like, it's not really the happiest story. I do really enjoy physics, but not when it comes to stories like that. I'll pass on just looking more into that one. Well, going ahead and talking about your forecast again, just a reminder, it's a great time to go ahead, download the Fox 10 weather app. That way you're staying updated with the forecast. So this way you can have all of these updated videos for you. The short form at the top here, just about maximum 60 seconds. If you're just in a rush, you need to know what's going on with the forecast. We take a deeper dive right here, but also we want to see your photos and videos. We do share those daily on Fox 10 Live. They were relevant really this past weekend when we were having all of that thunderstorm, even tornado damage out there. So just press submit your pics and videos. Plus also you can track along and see what other people are sharing out there too. But let's go ahead and take a deeper dive into your forecast and take a look outside from our Battleship Memorial camera, brought to you by Navigator Credit Union. Some blue sunny skies, some puffy white cumulus clouds out there. Things look nice so far to start off for this Tuesday. Temperatures in the upper 70s, feeling more like 80. But as we do get further along into the rest of today, daytime highs mainly the lower to mid 80s out there, but do keep in mind over the next few days, we're only going up from here. That was the trade-off. Rain chances go down, temperatures go up. We're going to be maxing out around 90 degrees by Friday and Saturday. So we swing from a little bit below average to well above it by the weekend. But that's not all. The humidity, that is also going up. Our dew points will be in the lower to mid 70s by the time we get closer towards Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So feels like temperatures, the heat indices, feeling more like the mid 90s. Stay hydrated. Find some ways to cool down by this weekend. Head on out towards the beach or even the pool. It's going to be nice out there. But a live view outside down on Dauphin Island from our Sea Lab. Hey, it looks like we do have a school visit there. It's going to be a beautiful day for it. We'll be back with 3 to know before you go after this.
Roth gives us a look in today's Take a Look at This.
Newly released images from NASA give a stunningly detailed look at swirling turbulent auroras on our solar system's largest planet. Captured by the intrepid James Webb Space Telescope, the newly revealed images highlight an active auroral region on Jupiter, more intense and hundreds of times brighter than the ones seen on Earth. Auroras occur when high-energy particles from space collide with atoms of gas in the atmosphere, triggering a luminous light show. Researchers say they expected the Jupiter auroras to fade in and out slowly, but instead described them as fizzing, popping with light and varying by the second. NASA says this observed variability will help scientists better understand how Jupiter's atmosphere works. And from a phenomenon millions of miles away, to one at the bottom of the ocean, where deep-sea explorers say they witnessed the tail end of an underwater volcanic eruption. It may not look like much, but that's the point. Researchers diving in a submersible said just a day earlier this same spot was teeming with underwater flora and fauna, but when they returned, nearly the whole area had been entombed by dark volcanic rock, highlighted only by occasional glinting flashes of lava in the water. They believe the nearby Taika hydrothermal vent was the source, and experts say this was the first time an active eruption had been witnessed in the mid-ocean ridge region. Finally, here's an otherworldly sight that anyone in the Chicagoland area can check out for themselves. The city's Brookfield Zoo has reportedly debuted a newly redesigned facility that is now home to nearly 3 times as many moon jellyfish as before, providing a surreal sight that should leave fans over the moon. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
And here's your 3 to know before you go on your Tuesday. Rite Aid says it will close several dozen more stores amid Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings. In a May 9th bankruptcy court filing, the pharmacy chain said 68 additional locations will shutter. Rite Aid said customers can still access pharmacy services. Prescriptions at affected locations will be transferred to other pharmacies. The bankruptcy filing notes Rite Aid plans to sell all or some of its stores to a buyer. Those locations not sold will hold store closing sales. Now, I'm excited about this one. AMC Theaters is offering moviegoers a discount on some tickets this summer. Beginning July 9th, AMC will offer 50% off on adult tickets, but the deal is only available on Wednesdays for its Stubs Rewards program members. The discount will also apply to IMAX and Dolby Cinema on the base ticket price. The chain, though, did not say how long the promotion will run for. Finally, the NFL announcing its International Series games for the upcoming season. The first game will be held in Sao Paulo, Brazil on September 5th. The Los Angeles Chargers will play in that game, but their opponent won't be revealed until tomorrow. In total, there will be 7 games, 6 of those happening in Europe. London gets 3 games, while Dublin, Berlin, and Madrid each get 1. And that full 2025 NFL schedule release is set for tomorrow. Jen, I can't believe Chiefs season is upon us.
I know, Chiefs, and she's going to Brazil too.
Incredible.
So my mom is wanting to go to that one.
Oh, can you imagine?
I know. She's like, why not?
Make it happen. I'll vicariously live through y'all for
if
that.
you've been to Brazil and you liked it, let me know. I'm curious. Well, let's go ahead and take a final look at the next 7 days. And those temperatures are warming up. 90 degrees by Friday and Saturday, well above average, but it feels like temperatures in the mid-90s due to that humidity also going up. If you're doing anything outdoors this weekend, do it earlier in the day. And also stay hydrated. Apply plenty of sunscreen. But hey, in case you needed that dry spell to get something done outside, now is the time to do it.
I sure did. I got all of my landscaping done yesterday. I'm exhausted today, but it was worth it.
I'm trying to stain my deck, so we'll see if that happens.
Well, thanks for watching Fox 10 Midday. We'll see you at 3 o'clock.